Well, welcome. Welcome. It's Wednesday, June 16th. Oops, there goes the pick. And that means it's time for June's 50/50 hour with my special guest, Shanna In A Dress. You got your dress on? We couldn't tell, right?
I know. It's been a whole season of people, like, thinking I'm lying because you can only see the top half of me on Zoom.
Right. Me too. My husband said, I don't know, should I wear these crazy pants? And he said, you can wear your underwear. I said, I don't think so. Well, welcome, Shanna. Welcome. Are you in Colorado right now?
I am. Not for
Cool.
long, but I am.
That's right. We're going to talk a little more about your exciting summer. I'm sure you've been building up your leg muscles for your bicycling summer.
They'll be strong by the end, that's for sure.
Well, in case, so for any of you who don't know who Shanna In A Dress is, obviously if you're tuning in on Shanna's Facebook, you know who she is, and you're a fan. You might be on YouTube. You might be anywhere. And oh, hi Keith. There's people tuning in from all over, and
Hey,
so
Keith.
you can say where you're tuning in from.
While you guys say hi, I'll try to make my hair look presentable.
Your hair looks lovely, dear. Your hair looks lovely. Shanna is from where in Colorado? Boulder, Colorado. She's got to put her earphones back on because she can't hear anything that I'm saying about her right now. Yeah, she can't hear a thing.
I know how to work headphones. There we go.
It's the first test of being a streaming musician, right? So
Yeah.
where in Colorado are you streaming from?
Boulder.
Boulder! I have a brother.
My healthy little Boulder bubble.
It's lovely out there. It's beautiful. I only went through once on a bus, and I flew over in a plane, and that's about it. But I have a brother who lives out there near Denver. So
Really?
anyway, I'm gonna stop chatting because I'm really thirsty, and my drink of water is down there. So I'm gonna have you play a tune first, and then we're gonna chat a little bit because we've had busy past 24 hours. So even though like right now we look, it just looks like we just popped in here and we've been relaxing all day and just kind of chilling. No.
Furthest thing from the truth.
Furthest thing from the truth. So why don't you play a tune? Because I'm the host, I can do that. Why don't you play a tune first, and then I can I can get all set up here. So what are you going to play?
I'm going to play my neat little introduction song, which I think everyone should have their own meet me in 3 minutes song. So if you need one, you just let me know. I'll write yours for you if you tell me everything. And so this is a quick way to get to know each other fast. First date, oh you have a nice face. It's small talk over coffee, we go over the basics. A bunch of little facts that really don't matter. I'll start with my family, end with the data. I have 2 older brothers, one's in tech, one's a chiropractor. My family's from Buffalo, but that's not where I grew up. Went to school at UVA, wahoo wah, got my BA. That was an expensive way to make good friends. I'm a 7 on the Enneagram, I have a 67.5-inch wingspan. My birthday is 2/19, I'm on the cusp of Aquarius and Pisces, but neither match much. Play 5 instruments, but only one of them well. I'm a size 10 shoe, and I never tell my middle name. I have 2 eyes and 1 persistent cough, and 10 toes only 'cause they cut the 11th one off. Do you wanna go out with me? Do you wanna go out with me? See if you can find the theme to this next verse. I knew people who had heard this song like hundreds of times and still hadn't noticed. I play a mean horse on the basketball court, but walking with a dog is my favorite sport. I do cat and cow and yoga if it makes me sweat, and I go down rabbit holes on the internet. By now you know what I look like when I'm not dressed fancy, that I don't like to drink unless it tastes like candy, and I could be a vegetarian if it weren't for chicken wings. I put Frank's Red Hot on everything. Oh yeah, I need to pack some pranks for my trip. That's another thing I need to think about. I guess I could just buy some. Anyway, I get freaked out by people touching their eyes. I'm a realistic romantic who loves surprises. I'm obsessed with Taylor Swift. Someday we'll co-write a song. She doesn't know I exist. Maybe pass this one along. Do you wanna go out with me? Do you wanna go out with me? We've been hanging a few months, maybe we'll make it. Things I should have said up front, but I guess I waited. I didn't date till really late in life. I think marriage is a sham, but I still want to be a wife. I think I want kids because I like them a lot, but I'm afraid I can't afford them unless my career takes off. But if it does, maybe it's okay if I don't have them. I'm afraid of childbirth and leaking outside the bathroom. It'd be a bonus if you could balance out my stingy boss, which is this guitar. I'll only marry for love, I'm not shallow, but I can't deny that my pockets are. Do you wanna go out with me? Do you wanna go out with me? Let's set it straight, it's like the 28th date. By now you know my clock runs 10 minutes late. And I burn what I cook and I never make the bed. But if you're still listening, maybe I haven't scared you yet. I twist and break my hair, it drives people crazy. I'm messy and I'm the best at procrastinating. Do my half of the chores less than a quarter of the time. But I'll forgive your weaknesses if you overlook mine. I can be immature, but it's not always bad. I'll get you to laugh and flash you when you're sad. Got a good brain on my shoulders, a good heart in my chest. If you can stimulate those, I'll let you stimulate the rest. Do you wanna go out with me? Do you wanna go out with me? What if this song was like COVID-19 and it spread across the nations and they'd all know me? And when they lifted the quarantine, I'd be overwhelmed with applications. Need a committee to screen, so don't apply if you love 45. And if you're not into my music, this is never gonna jive. I think this could be a good way to save some time. If you like wacky songwriters, I could be your bride. Do you wanna go out with me? Do you wanna go out with anyone? Any takers? You're on mute, Claudia.
Yeah, I'm sure you'd have several. I love that tune.
Thanks.
I'm trying to think of when we first met, because I remember I heard that song and it made me laugh. Was it maybe at Swerfa?
It couldn't have been because I wrote that during quarantine. But
so when did I hear that? Did I hear that last summer?
Yeah, you probably heard it on like online Kerrville Zoom.
Online Kerrville. And you were in the online Kerrville, and unlike me, you actually were a winner. So that's cool.
Way to throw that self-deprecation in there.
Well, the in-person is pretty, I'm sure it's just as like intimidating to do it online because you realize like at some point that everyone's watching. All these people are watching and they're really paying attention. No.
I don't know.
But,
I think the reward is less and the experience is less and the nerves are less when it's on.
Yeah,
online.
but you know what? It doesn't matter because it's like, they say it's all a hit in the box. Like you won through, there was a lot of really good competition. There were some wonderful people. And also it's like you always have that by your name, right? Kerrville New Folk Winner. People don't say, "Oh, well, that was the pandemic year." There's no asterisk on it. So
that's true.
It's a big accomplishment.
But it was the pandemic when.
No, you don't have to tell anyone. You don't have to tell anyone. Well, this is pretty cool. I don't have an introduction song, but I was kind of, and I'm looking, and it's like, I got this reflection.
One.
I kind of got the
Let's write
Poindexter.
a Claudia song.
Oh, it would be kind of long because I'm a lot older than you. So it would be like, I don't know.
It could be multiple songs. You can be like, this is what I was like as a
yeah.
toddler.
Yeah, I was kind of a precocious toddler, I think. I used to entertain
that.
people. I used to sing and dance. Yeah.
Ooh,
And,
you're a dancer.
I used to take dance lessons when I was young, and I always liked dancing. But anyway, yeah, I have a song that I'm gonna do. It's not a newer song. I have newer songs, but I think this would be a little bit of an introduction, maybe. I don't really need an introduction. So anyway, let me do this. I'm gonna do this tune. Hold on. Let me make myself big here, and I'm gonna mute Shanna. And I apologize for the reflection here. I'm trying to get rid of that, but I found my guitar in this tuning, so I'm going to use it. This is a true story. It doesn't get into the problems of childbirth, which is, it's pretty painful. Riding round in your old car and wishing on an evening star, as if wishing made things true. So young, but we were game, a leap of faith to change my name. All we had was me and you. Step by step, brick by brick, line by line, stick by stick, day by day. Baby, yeah, we built it up and made something out of nothing. One by one, two by two, traveling alone and maybe with you day and night. Baby, gonna build it up and make a lifetime that is something, me and you. Baby, me and you, it's true. Got a job, yeah, we both did, made a home and raised our kids. Every phase without a clue. And each time we nearly split, you always raised your game a bit, finding ways to pull us through. Step by step, brick by brick, line by line, stick by stick, day by day. Baby, yeah, we built it up and made something out of nothing. One by one, two by two, traveling alone and maybe with you day and night. Baby, gonna build it up and make a lifetime that is something, me and you. Baby, me and you, it's true. You said you'd marry me someday. Well, now we're looking back, I guess you had your way. Step by step, brick by brick, line by line, stick by stick, day by day. Baby, yeah, we built it up and made something out of nothing. One by one, two by two, traveling alone and maybe with you day and night. Baby, gonna build it up and make a lifetime that is something, me and you. Baby, me and you. Baby, me and you. It's true.
Beautiful. I hadn't heard that before.
Oh, really? Gosh, yeah.
Yeah,
That-
and it sounds like it's a staple. It's beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah, that's that was the title song for my first album. So that song's like, it's a little bit older, but it's about 5 years old. But when I was recording my album, Gordy Quista, Band and the Heathens, was producing it, and he had his guys playing, and so I had like wonderful musicians. And we had there was one tune that I wasn't that thrilled with, and he was like, yeah, maybe you have something else. And I said, well, I have this song that I just have like a chorus to. So I just had the chorus, and I went home that night, which was the night before the last day of the recording, and and I finished it, and I brought it in, and I kind of changed up the beat a little bit because I knew those guys would like it. And he goes, oh yeah, it's got that Neil Young beat. We all like that. So. So anyway, that was fun.
I need a song with a Neil Young beat.
Everyone needs a song with a Neil Young beat. It comes from like, that. Yeah. I have another song that does that too, so I might play that one again.
I like that. What tuning is that in?
That's just regular old standard tuning. I know. I play a lot of songs.
Sounds so full.
Thank you. Is it too loud? Do I have to turn down? No, it sounds good. Okay. My husband usually texts me like, "Oh, you're a little too hot." I get the sound check from the living room down below me.
That's so nice. Yeah, I have live-in tech support too. It's really handy.
It's good. Yeah, it's very good. Like mine was before, like, could you please turn off the washing machine? I can hear the spin going. And yeah. So I'm going to share something with people. So hold on. I'm going to share. Let's see. I'm going to share a tab over here so people can see what you've been up to. So this is your lovely website, okay, shannainadress.com.
Yeah.
And you're so cool. You said click here to get the album for free, which I guess you can do that, right? You can just click it and it opens up over here.
And it opens up a little sign up form, and then you'll get the album emailed to you.
Well, that's all very cool. And there's lots to look at here. But what I was interested in was Bike Tour 2021, and if my husband's listening, so this is pretty. Nuts? This is pretty amazing. Like this looks like more than 2021. This looks like it will take you through to 2025, maybe. So you are starting. You're booked up here.
I'm starting in Colorado, so you're seeing that.
There we are, right in the center. Yeah. And then, which direction are you going in? Are you going east or west?
Going southwest.
That way through New Mexico.
Yep.
That's so cool. And I love New Mexico.
Yeah,
I just love it.
Just in all honesty, so this first portion is driven because I was adamant about not biking through these hot states. So I'm starting the bike portion in Seattle.
Oh, okay. So you're driving here.
Yeah, so this part is driven.
Okay, so this is
I'm not Superwoman.
No, well, maybe you are, but then you're going, no, not like the rest of it's just, piece of cake. I mean, you're only biking, you're only going up to like, Washington and then you're stopping at home to eat a lot of food because you'll probably have lost weight by then. And then you're going back up and you're going to where I hail from, which is New York. And then you're going and to my, that's where I grew up. And then, actually, I grew up kind of, near there. And then you're going to where my husband grew up, which is Massachusetts and New England. And then you're ending down here in lovely, is it North Carolina?
North Carolina, yeah.
That's beautiful. So people should, and I'm going to stop sharing this now, but people should go onto your website, which I put down below. And also, down here there's more, like they can join your mailing list and find out more. You're going to be doing like a road diary kind of thing?
Absolutely. I haven't figured out what it's going to look like, but someone is going to film a documentary of it.
Wow.
So I will be needing to capture a lot of footage, and I have a handy dandy Squire support driver and follow car that Ken will be masterfully managing all of my gear and making sure I am alive. So
Well,
gonna
it
be
sounds
great.
great. I wanna join the Shanna team at some point, so
Come join.
I want to come join. Maybe when you're up to New York, I'll go up there and I'll stand on the side of the road. If I stand on the side of the road with a sign, do I get to be in the film?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
Or
Well,
by that time, I'll let you like ride on my handlebars, and I'll say, "I'll just bike you the next few miles, Claudia."
oh yeah.
Great.
Yeah, I'm sure at that point you'll be like, you'll just wait. I didn't say. Is that Shanna? She looks so much older.
Be like, I thought exercise made you younger. No.
Yeah. Well, cool. Well, also, we have this little thing running below, and we kind of are on the honor system here because it's a free show. It's streaming, and a year ago, it's kind of all we had were streaming shows, and that's when I started streaming. Was a little more than a year ago. I started streaming like back in March, April, but I still do this show because this show is an opportunity to have songwriters that I know who are doing interesting things like you and who have great songs from all over the country who might not be near me, kind of in the hill country near Austin, Texas. You're way up in Colorado. And so, you're not suffering, I hope, yet in the 95, 99 degree heat. But so anyway, if you want to tip, there's a couple tipping options below. They're going away, but there they are. They're on PayPal. They're on Venmo, and we share them. So if you're so inclined, also please share this stream. If you like what you're hearing, then share it put up the link on your page if you're on Facebook, or send the link if you're watching on YouTube or on Twitter. So I'm going to shut up and ask you to do another tune now. How about that?
Okay, I'll do another tune if you twist my arm. So my COVID project was to start capturing my songs. I've been really slow on the recording process, even though I'm quicker on the writing side, but I thought it would be nice to have documentation of all my songs before I died. Essentially, I was like, what if I get hit by a bus and all these songs won't have anywhere to live because I've been primarily a live performer for the whole time I've been doing this. And like, if you look me up on streaming services, you don't find much, if anything. And so YouTube has become kind of my captured channel, and every week on Wednesday I post a new song and video, and have been collaborating with a great videographer, music engineer, Ultraviolet Idea, and it's been fun to have my songs available to be heard even if they're not perfectly polished and record ready yet. And today's was a song called Broken Record, and that's what I'll play for you now. You came home late again. I could tell I would get a delusionist tale of what happened. Your palms were pouring, your chest was pounding, your breath got shorter like you were surrounded. You've done this redundance, what can you say? Lips gibberish like a kid in pre-K. You say you're gonna change, every line on your face is the same. You say you're gonna change. You're like a broken record, broken record, broken record now. You're like a broken record now. And I want you to stop before we're too late. But we can't talk about it till you get the record straight. I roll my eyes and wait for a minor variation of this same old tired explanation. But over and over you say this, like I got you on repeat on my iTunes playlist. Oh, iTunes, I tune you out. I like everything about you but the words out of your mouth. You say you're gonna change, every line on your face is the same. You say you're gonna change. You're like a broken record now. You're like a broken record now. And I want you to stop before we're too late. But we can't talk about it till you get the record straight. Oh, your actions scream over whispered words. You'll promise again, but I promise you I've heard it before. Oh, put your money where your mouth is. I think you're going broke. Oh, put your money where your mouth is. I think you're going broken record now. Put your money where your mouth is. Broken record now. Put your money where your mouth is. Money where your mouth is. I think you're going broke. Yeah, put your money where your mouth is. I think you're going broke. You're like a broken record now. You're on mute, Claudia.
Oh, I just unmuted. I was having some connection issues, so I'm sorry if you got pixelated in the middle. It wasn't some sort of effect that I was doing. But
really fancy.
I like that line. I love everything about you except when you open your mouth. It made me think of something because I was thinking back to when I was young, like in college and dating, and in my 20s and dating.
Yeah.
What was the worst deal breaker? You tell me yours and I'll tell you mine. What was the worst deal breaker of a potential date person that you ever encountered?
I think the first thing that comes to mind, I don't know if this is the worst, but it was really common, I found, where I would leave a date and know everything about them and they knew nothing about me.
So they just talked about themselves then all the time.
Yeah, and honestly, I think it's partly my fault because I ask a lot of questions and I'm always curious about people's lives and their jobs and stuff, and then it's the end of the date and I leave and I'm like, didn't even ask me about me at all. Like, shoulda.
Well, that was
supposed to give him a chance.
But that was like the old, school thing that women were supposed to let the man talk about himself, like men ever have problems talking about themselves, right? But I encountered this thing, it was this funny little old book that a friend was throwing out, and we were laughing hysterically at it because it was like, you'll be a good date if you let your date talk about his interests, and and basically to just not talk, and just to sit there and let him go on and on and on. So yeah, that's. I'll tell you mine because that line just made something really ridiculous spring to mind, and this is just very silly and shallow. And my dog is shaking her head outside the door because she wants to come in, so you probably hear her jangling. But when I was, and if my friend Sherry is watching this from Vermont, I invited her. I don't know if she's watching, but if she is, she'll remember this. It was the first couple weeks of college. That's kind of weird. You're finding your way around. We were in upstate New York, and we were sweet mates, Sherry and I, so we got to be friends, and I met this guy who invited me to go to a party, and he was sort of cute, and I was like, okay, and so I'm like, maybe this is a potential date, I don't know. So anyway, I go to the party, so she said, yeah, let's go to the party. So we go, we're there, she goes, oh my God, I think he just walked in, because I told her what he looked like, and he had on this like high turtleneck and this big gold medallion with like a heavy chain. And it was kind of
look.
It was, and I said, "Oh my God!" So, we have to leave right now, because then he's like looking all around, and I'm like, "No, this is just not, you know." And I know it's like really, you know, now it sounds silly, like you're going to judge this guy by his turtleneck.
Bling.
Yeah, his turtle. He kind of looked like he was looking for like the '60s, you know, late '60s swinging Carnaby Street James Bond kind of deal, and I was just like, I was sort of horrified, you know. I was a.
Do you remember his name?
God.
It would be awesome if you remembered it, and then you looked him up on the internet, and,
you know,
and he's just like a really successful billionaire now.
I don't think so, because this was kind of like a hippie school. There were a lot of hippies up there, and I think I just kind of walked around like this for like, you know, a couple weeks, because I thought I was gonna, you know, I don't know.
What was
you know,
the hippie
like
school?
I was 20. It was it's not a hippie school now, but at the time it kind of had that reputation. It was State University
Purchase?
in New York. No, SUNY New Paltz. So back in the day, we had one part of campus where they used to have concerts that was known as the Tripping Field. Okay, so it was kind of like it was kind of a hippie school, and people used to come up there. They still do, to climb and everything. But now it's like, you know, much more. You know, it's nicer now. But then, you know,
got all standardized.
Yeah, it got
No
like, you know,
hippies.
business school and all that. I was a music student, so we were in our own little bubble anyway. But yeah. Oh, hey Tina. So I'm looking at people who were saying hi. Tina's saying hi. Thanks for tuning in, Tina. I love Tina. She's lovely.
She's so talented.
Tron was excited about your bike tour, and my husband said he can't be the sound man tonight because he's working in the garden. And Keith
sweet.
said hello to both of us, so that's really cool. So thank you guys. Tell us where you're watching from if you can. So I was thinking about a song. I'm trying to get together songs for another album, and you know, I have, the last time I recorded was a couple of years ago. I put out an EP, Louisiana Sky, with four songs on it. And I have a lot more of unrecorded songs, and I kind of thinking like I'd like to, some of them I like, some of them I don't, but I want something that kind of hangs together like a theme, and I haven't really sat down and thought about that yet. So this is kind of my summer of reckoning to start recording and see if I can get something that kind of hangs together, or maybe just have another song, another album of sort of unrelated, or maybe just keep recording. I don't know. Do you go for like a theme, or do you just say, well, I'll just record them as they come?
I think that's a really hard question. I think it's smart to have a theme, and I have this debut album, which I'm going to be touring on, called Robot, and part of me is like, it's like, maybe Robot, the song Robot is so, I don't know, unhuman, and then there's a lot of really emotional songs also on the CD, but in my mind it comes together because it's like, well, it's the evolution of like coming from this numbness into like your emotional humanity. So I don't know if other people will pick up on that, but
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's I feel like as long as the songs are representative of an era, then
yeah,
you tie them together however you want.
I know, and I'm always impressed by people who can do like, you know, a big concept thing
and stuff.
Yeah, and I think the concept that I was kind of leaning towards was I was writing songs about people who aren't here anymore. I didn't want to have like an album of dead people, but people who had interesting stories that were real people that I thought was worth telling. And this is one of them. This song is unrecorded. And thank you, Al. He's in Colorado Springs.
Hey, Al. Hey, Suzanne.
That's cool. This song, I don't know, you're probably not familiar because this was a singer whose heyday was a long time ago when I was young. Her name was Valerie Carter, and she was mostly sang backup for James Taylor for many years, Jackson Browne before that, but she sang with James Taylor when he had that incredible kind of backup choir. And when she first started out, she made a big splash, and she got signed to Warner's and put out a couple albums, and they were kind of, she said like her first gigs were opening for the Eagles in giant stadiums, and it kind of freaked her out, and she sort of retreated, and I think she was more comfortable being a backup singer. And then she had a lot of substance abuse problems and had some, issues related to that. And I guess it was about 3 or 4 years ago, I'm not sure, but she had passed away. I found out she passed away, which was really sad, and I felt terrible because her music was really important to me. She had this beautiful album called Stone's Throw Away. It was her first album. It was just gorgeous, and a friend of my sister's was one of the engineers on it, and I'd heard about her, wow. And I loved the album. And so when I heard she had passed away, I was very sad. I felt terrible. And I was sitting here at home in Wimberley, and it was a beautiful day, like today with the blue sky, and then all of a sudden this just giant cloud came in and it poured. And then just went away again. And then later on I just wrote this song, which I'm going to play. It's called Rain. And I'm going to mute you for a sec. Gone, shook off your earthly chains. Blue skies have turned to black, and you ain't coming back. And sometimes all it does is rain. You carry the heaviest of burdens, weathered and worn out by the strain. A bright star fades into black, and there's no getting back. And sometimes all it does is rain. It rains like the human condition, like sorrow, life, and loss and gain. Rains like the darkness on a mission to shut out any light that might remain. Some people that just ain't made for living, spirits too pure to be sustained. A chasm from a tiny crack, and there's no getting back. Sometimes all it does is rain. It rains like the human condition, like sorrow, music, love, and pain. It rains like the darkness on a mission to snuff out all the light that still remains. Song as sweet as heaven's angels, and beauty untouched before the pain. She took the one-way track, that girl ain't getting back. Sometimes all it does is rain. Yeah, sometimes all it does is rain. Sometimes all it does is rain. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Such a good,
Thank you.
like,
Well, we were talking about the Neil Young groove, so I was like, oh, yeah, okay, I can play that. I'm still in a standard tuning. And usually I don't play a lot of songs in standard tuning, because when I got bored with writing in standard, like, you know, it was just kind of like, okay, it's boring. And I started getting a little more inspiration. Do you play, like, in different tunings, or...
a little bit. I just saw Tina your lyrics, and I was like, I'm nowhere near Tina. Tina always has nice... like crazy alternate tunings. I have a fair number of them, but I play them so rarely because I'm not speedy about tuning my guitar.
Yeah, it's a hassle. Yeah, it
right.
really is.
And
really is.
Kind of they're all like ballad-like, so it's not like I can play a full... I'll just do a whole set in this tuning because it's like, unless I want them all to be downers. You know.
Well, most of mine are. So, you know, I have my upbeat downers and I have my downbeat downers, and, you know, it's like, oh, which song about dead people do you want to hear? Or, you know, but anyway.
We're songwriters. We all write songs.
I know. And, you know, it's
downers. They're easier.
Well, it's also, you know, I just know for me, I tend to, when I listen to a song, like it's really nice to hear a funny and happy song, because I always respect people like who can do that. Like your first song is really very ingenious, and it's a lot harder, I think, to write something that's kind of funny and up. But some people, yeah. But I find that the tunes that really get me, like what was it recently in the last year or so? Oh yeah, John Moreland. He has this song called. You were the lie what was it again? The lie I chose to believe. He's talking about like an ex-lover, you know, you were the lie I chose to believe. And I'm like, that's such an amazing line. And I got like chills listening to it, and the song is like making me cry, and it's so beautiful. And I just, you know, like Mary Gauthier says, you know, people want to feel empathy, you know, and they want to feel like you're feeling the same things they're feeling and you understand them. So I guess I don't feel too bad about having sad songs, you know. So
right.
Anyway, enough about and Tina says that she agrees that it's harder to write funny songs. Tina's a really good songwriter that I did meet at a conference. So what have you got next for us, Miss?
I'm like, well, all this talk about sad songs makes me want to play a sad song.
Shanna's gonna play a sad song.
Especially if Keith and Al are still watching. I know they like this one. So, I am not only prepping for this big cross-country bike tour, but after it's done, I think I'm going to move to Nashville. So, I don't think, like, I'm going to do it. And I
have to chime in and say that's pretty
chime
awesome. I'm chiming in while you're tuning. That's super awesome, because it's a great place for a songwriter. So
yeah, it is a great place for a songwriter, and I just want to grow in my songwriting skills and be inspired by all the talent there. And so not only is planning for the tour and the album release a lot on my plate right now, but if I step back and like think about emotionally, like this is my last like few days in this house. This is my last few days eating at this restaurant. Like this is maybe my last time going for a walk with this friend. And oh my gosh, I've been getting far more emotional than I'm used to getting. And every morning I help a paralyzed college student named Andrew with his morning routine, and like this is my last few days with him, and I'm gonna cry before I even start singing this song. But like I love that work, which I really have to put in quotations because I would do it for free, and it's just I bond with him the same way I bonded with Shelly, who I'm gonna sing this song about, and it's a lot to handle right now, and logistically and emotionally and everything. So this song's called Shelly, and she was my introduction into the world of what it's like to have a spinal cord injury. ashes, get every last bit out of the tube. Blow her hair dry, it's so thick it takes forever to do. Fasten her wrist braces, medications on her tongue. Living in a chair makes morning care extra long. And I'd ask her, are you ready? Are you ready to go? Are you ready, Shelley? Are you ready to go? And she says, look down at your fingers. There's something I want you to remember. You got one to catch a ride to San Francisco, one to point when you're dancing the disco, one to lift when you get cut off, and one reserved for the one you love, and one to reach the tiniest notes on guitar. She said, I can't use my fingers anymore, but thank you for lending me yours. I arrive and Shelley has a cold. I push her stomach down to help her cough. In the middle of the night when she gets warm, I tiptoe into her room and pull her blanket off. She'd say an unscratched itch is worse than pain. Try it yourself, see what you think. Not scratching an itch really is like the most torture you can go through. And I look down at my fingers and do my best to remember. I got one to catch a ride to San Francisco, one to point when I'm dancing the disco, one to lift when I get cut off, and one reserved for the one I love, and one to reach the tiniest notes on guitar. She'd say, I can't use my fingers anymore, but thank you for lending me yours. Last night I got a call, 12 a.m. I learned that Shelley's on the other side, dancing and running her fingers through the sand. Oh, I've had a lot of jobs, but the one that changed me most was being Shelley's hands. She was ready to go. She was ready to go.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. What a beautiful song. It's sad, but it's beautiful. You know, and yeah, that must be, you know, I mean, I think both situations must be very difficult, to lose someone that you take care of and then to be leaving someone that you take care of, because that must be a very intense, close close relationship.
Yeah.
So I don't want to make you cry, because now I feel like I'm going to cry. But that's beautiful.
Oh,
It's beautiful. Wow, this hour is going very quick.
I
It
know.
really is. It was
'Cause
like,
we're
I think
yapping.
it's because we're yapping. We were like, come on, play more songs. So this is so cool. Keith said that he got a phone call a few minutes ago, and he let them go, and Shelley started "No One Interrupts That Song." Oh,
That's so nice.
that's beautiful. Thank you. Oh, and Tina needs a tissue here.
I need a tissue too.
Oh,
Crying
no.
and from allergies.
Well,
whammy.
I could play my absolutely saddest song, but I don't think I will.
Bring
I'm
us
gonna play.
up.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna play my song "Dreamers," because I haven't played it for a while. It's not like the kind of song I've started playing gigs out again, and unless you're playing like a listening type room, it's not the kind of song you trot out in the middle of a hotel bar or whatever. But I wrote this song. It was the first song that I wrote that was social conscience. I've only written a couple. And I wrote it for the Woody Guthrie contest, because I thought, okay, this is a good exercise to do this, to try to do this. And I wrote it like the morning of, because I'm like you, I'm a procrastinator, and I used to write for newspapers, so I only work well with a deadline. So yeah, it was due at 10 in the morning, and then there I was trying to finish it and send it in. But I wrote it for the Dreamers, the DACA kids. And I was just so thrilled to see that recently that's being restarted again. Because my job, working in a high school for the past 10, 11 years, we've had a lot of those kids come through, and they're so wonderful. They're so bright, and they're just like the kind of people that you want to have, in your country. So they're, one of our valedictorians was, they're the best and the brightest. So anyway, this song is for them. So. She has walked through desert sands, huddled down inside a truck, clutching at her mama's hands, both praying for a little luck. Crawling underneath barbed wire, he was barely 3 years old. Daddy carried him for miles, not a peep, just like he was told. Dreamers, they have lived here all their lifetime, in this land they call home. All of their school days and every friend's face are from this place, the only life they've known. Growing up between two worlds, homework, friends, and football games, knowing just one traffic stop could leave her life forever changed. Go to college, find a job, serve your country, make your way. Choices that he cannot make when it's a fight just to remain. Dreamers, they have lived here all their lifetime. This country is their home, all of their school days and every friend face are from this place. The only life they've known. For into the land where they born. Could it be the dreams they share are big enough for us all? For us all. Dreamers, they have lived here all their lifetime. This country is their home, all of their school days, and every friend's face are from this place. The only life they've known.
I love that song. I've heard that
Thank
before.
you.
Was that your Kerrville winner?
It didn't win.
I mean,
I did
being
play
a
it.
finalist is winning.
No, actually, that one ended up winning. That was the other part of the story. Thank you, Tina. And Keith is like in a bucket of tears over there. That's so funny. And thanks, Anna Marie. That one. The PS to it was I came back from it was been like my second year of camping at Kerrville and kind of making my way around the song circles at night and meeting people. And I came home and I was like, well, that was nice, but I've been doing this now a couple of years. I wonder if anything will happen. And I got onto my email because, out there you can't really check your email too much. At least on my phone at the time I couldn't. And I got on it. There was a message from the Woody Guthrie people, and it said, "Congratulations, your song is first in the Woody Fest songwriting contest, and come do a set on Saturday night at Woody Fest." And I was like, "Oh!" And my husband came in right when I was like, he's like, "What?" And I'm like, "Ah!" And I was pointing at it, and I didn't know, it was kind of like the Ralph Cramden, like humana. I didn't know what to say because it was the first time. It was the first, since I had restarted my career. Which I started very, very humbly, playing like open mics in little tiny places for quite a while. So that was the first thing, like, yes, someone saying, we really like this. And that was really nice. And I went out there and it was just as wonderful as I thought it was going to be. And all my hero songwriters were there, like people like Sam Baker and John Fulbright. And I'm backstage, like hobnobbing, like they didn't know me, but I was just like, chatting away and, and Ellis Paul came in the front and was watching, and it was cool. It was just so nice, and it was beautiful. And I met these great Oklahoma songwriters. It was just a lot of fun. So it looks like it's almost 8:00, and we've been doing this for an hour.
Yeah.
So I guess we made it. I'm going to ask you to kind of play us out with a song.
Play us out.
Play us out. So what else is on your mind? I mean, we could do a couple more tunes. It's really up to you. Or do you have another gig after this? Are you running off?
I have a thing, but I'm happy to play us out if we...
Okay, well, why don't you play us out? And I will say, and then just hang on. As soon as we're done, we'll say farewell to everyone. So, guys, if you're tuning in, thank you for tuning in, and thank you for watching. If you're so inclined to leave a little tip in our virtual bucket, we don't have anyone walking around. We just have a little scrolling thing on the bottom with Venmo at Claudia Gibson Music or paypal.me/Claudia T. Gibson. So if you like Shanna, which you'd be crazy not to because she's great, and also check out her website. So what are you going to play us?
I'm going to play you probably the first song that you heard from me, Claudia, because I think this is what you heard me play at Swerpa. Oh, baby, last night was so good. You were amazing. I can still picture it all right now. The way you brought in the groceries, the way you took out the trash, the way you remembered to feed the cat. Then you unloaded the dishwasher. And when I got home from work, you had dinner on the table. I wanted you for dessert. Oh, I don't need a man with a face like bread, Zac Efron's hair, Channing Tatum's abs, sporting a Rolex and a Cadillac. I like it if you look like you would be a good dad. That's hot. 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 I like your dad bod. And oh, I can feel it. It's so hard and so smooth. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. You finally sanded the table in the living room. Then I got hot and bothered when you answered my text right away. Then I got really tired and you said those magic words. Okay, not today. Oh, I don't need a man with a face like bread, George Clooney's hair, or Channing Tatum's abs, sporting a Rolex and a Cadillac. Yeah, I like it if you look like you would be a good dad. And I love how I don't have to babysit you at parties. 'Cause ladies, we all know that's the worst. They say nice guys finish last, and they're right. You always let me come first. Woo! I don't need a man with a face like bread, Zac Efron's hair, Channing Tatum's abs, sporting a Rolex and a Cadillac. Yeah, I like it if you look like you would be a good dad. Yeah, that's hot. 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 I like your dad bod. Yeah. And the crowd goes wild for the dad bods.
I used to say that men don't know that the secret is just doing the dishes, that kind of stuff. It's really funny. I've started watching TikTok videos lately, which are quite hilarious. And my favorite one is this guy who's training a seagull to come into his house. But this other guy, he rants and raves about, like, he'll take some guy who's like preening and doing all this, and he's kind of like this chunky bearded guy, and he's like, so why do they like me, the guy with the dad bod, better? And he does like this whole thing, and yeah, it's it's funny. It's really good. Well, thank you so much, Shanna, for being my guest tonight, and I want to tell everyone, if you're still watching, yay, thank you. Oh, my friend Anna Marie, who's watching from, I think you're up in Chicago. Hers is doing the laundry right now.
Good catch, Anna Marie.
Yep, and Keith is so nice. He says that he's gonna drop our names and info to the programming board at the university. Well, thank you. That's really awesome. Keith. We love that, and Tina likes the song too. So hey, so thank you so much. Well, thank you all for watching. Please check out. I can't even talk tonight. Taxes were due yesterday in Texas, and I got mine in, but they were kind of complicated this year because of music stuff. Whoops, there goes my mouse.
Taxes in Texas.
Taxes in Texas.
My wordplay brain want a song.
Yeah. So I was up late, and I drank this like monster drink today to kind of like be awake, and it kind of had me like so. Yeah, things like the mouse was flying off my little slanted desk here, and all sorts of stuff falling over. But anyway, thank you all so much for listening. Please check out ShannaInADress.com to see Shanna's bike tour. When are you starting your bike tour? When is it going?
4 days.
Wow, and you're doing this. I'm so impressed.
And I'm fundraising for a really great charity called Pangea World Foundation also. So that is...
And anyone who is so inclined, I shared it before, but we'll take one quick look at it again because it's cool. The Shanna In A Dress bike tour, and it will go all over. And it even says on here that it's that you're doing this for the Pangea World Foundation and what people can do. So if you want to host a show, if this sounds like fun, then you're going to click on that link. And if you want to be a supporter to raise $50,000 for the Pangea World Foundation, which you will find more about if you click on that. And you can also be a Patreon supporter. So all of these cool things you can do.
So many cool things.
Yeah, there's so many cool things. Well, I want to thank you for being my guest and let you go on to do your next important thing of the day. And I'm going to say thank you to everyone who tuned in. If you feel like throwing us a tip, it's down on the bottom. The Venmo at Claudia Gibson Music, and at PayPal, Claudia T. Gibson down there. So thank you all. And Shanna, just hang out for a second, and
Okay.
and I'm going to say goodbye to everyone watching on Facebook and Twitter and YouTube. So long.